In this session, we are turning our attention to the workflow analysis, which will help you create access groups. There are three types of access groups: employee, supervisor-manager, and administrator. Supervisors and administrators are referred to as users. Each access group identifies the security rules that define which categories, pages, and other system features that can be viewed by a particular group of system users or employees. Access group also defines web service access, if the mobile app is being used, time zone differences, daylight savings time observance, how that timesheet is configured for their view, and whether they have full access or editing ability, or whether their timesheet is read-only. Employee access groups are created and assigned to every person who is an employee in the system. However, within that entire employee population, you may have many different types of employees: non-benefited, temporary, non-exempt, exempt. Once all access groups have been configured, users and employees are assigned to the appropriate access group based on the activity they are allowed to perform in the system. Let's take a closer look at some of the employee access groups and the variation options. The workflow analysis will guide you through a step-by-step evaluation of what you want your employees to see and do in the database. As you are working through the list, you may realize that there are distinctions that you want to make in the employee groups. Here's an example of what those distinctions may be. Along the left column, we are looking at an employee's options for punching. The non-exempt group will be using the web only. The exempt employees won't be punching at all. And the seasonal employees will only be punching at the clock, but not the web. We will give all the groups the ability to view their timesheet, but only the exempt employees will have the access to edit their timesheet. Both the non-exempt and the exempt employees are eligible to request time off, but the seasonal employees don't have any leave benefits. However, there are distinctions between the type of leave that exempt and non-exempt employees can use. Each of these distinctions are noted. There's no limit to the number of employee access groups you can create, but from a management perspective, it's wise to keep it as simple as possible. For example, some employers who have multiple locations will have 3 identical employee access groups, with the only distinction being their time zone, which governs the time the punches are registered onto the timesheet. In addition to employee access groups, you will also be asked to create supervisory access groups. This is a second login for your supervisors in which they will be able to see all of their employees' timesheets, approve leave, and other supervisor functions. You may find it necessary to create multiple supervisory user access groups for different types of supervisors. For example, some organizations have lead workers who monitor work time but do not approve leave requests or approve timesheets. Other organizations have a department liaison who will verify timesheets are ready for payroll after the supervisor has given them initial approval. These distinctions would be the basis for multiple supervisory access groups. The workflow analysis document and companion guide will walk you through the options for access groups, employee, supervisor, and your own Novatime administrator.